Yes, sir. We live, y'all. We live, man. Sorry for the delay. Your boy was stuck on a flight, man. Well, flight was delayed, so changed my shirt, man. Let's let y'all know how we get down. I want to change the shirt because it's kind of cold in here, y'all. So I'm downstairs. I'm at the spot right now. This is the Moega Show. And you already know it's going to be a show, BB. Back with, hold on, man. Dang. Once again, my boy. Hold on. Damn. Sheesh. Hold on 1 second. That ain't gonna work. All right. Yeah, once again, my boy Michael Baptiste is coming through. You know what I'm saying? We're about to have a good build today. We're gonna continue our build from last week, bro. So yeah, man, we'll play a little music. Let me get myself together. Like I said, man, I'm rushing fresh off the flight, the airplane. We about to get to it, man. So y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Moega, keeping it all the way locked in, dog. Appreciate anybody that tap in, either now or later on, dog. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
Music going.
What up, Nam? I said that right? Nam. Yeah. Kind of like,
As you can see, I'm at our family. We have a spot.
Look at these niggas, they love to be clowns. They capping around, I'm backing them down. Back on my shit, they mad at me now.
We have a different ambient background right now. You know, seeing a little something different.
I don't even know you, so how the fuck I owe you? My generation look up to me. You'll never know what we go through. Life is hard, but we gon' make it. See gang, think we gon' take it. Pressure's on, and I see them breaking. Pressure's on, and I see them breaking. Pressure's on, I see them breaking. See the metal, ooh, I take it. Oh, that boy, that flow outrageous. When this squad is so contagious. Yeah, they know your squad the greatest. Look, we don't own favors. Drip so big, ain't got no neighbors. Fuck you haters, see you later. Pressure's on, I see them breaking. See the metal, ooh, I take it. Oh, that boy, that flow outrageous. When this squad is so contagious. Yeah, they know your squad the greatest. Look, we don't own favors. Drip so big, ain't got no neighbors. Fuck you haters, see you later. Hey, why you think I go so hard for me to breathe? Hey. Cause my wifey need $1 billion, capital B. Hey, this money don't make itself. I'm back on the beats. The Nanga's calling me. I'm back on the beach. I'm ready to raise the wages. It's time for the world to pay us. Been putting in work for ages, but it took years to make it. But the grind don't stop with the favorites. Set the bets in Vegas. Early yeah, we the latest. Birthday, every day, slight belated. Hey, we don't wanna wait no more. It's our time to shine. Everything's in divine order, but welfare's on my mind. Focus on the present now and leave that past behind. They still trying to catch up. They still stuck in rewind. We don't wanna wait no more. It's our time to shine. Everything's in divine order, but welfare's on my mind. Focus on the present now and leave that past behind. They still trying to catch up. They still stuck in rewind. Rolling around and I'm grabbing the crown. Holding the metal, I'm running the town. Look at these niggas, they love to be clowns. They capping around, I'm backing them down. Back on my shit, they mad at me now. Charged up my battery, wow. Look, I don't even know you, so how the fuck I owe you? My generation look up to me. You'll never know what we go through. Life is hard, but we gon' make it. See gang, think we gon' take it. Pressure's on, and I see them breaking. Pressure's on, and I see them breaking. Pressure's on, I see them breaking. See the metal, ooh, I take it. Oh, that boy, that flow outrageous. When this squad is so contagious. Yeah, they know your squad the greatest. Look, we don't own favors. Drip so big, ain't got no neighbors. Fuck you haters, see you later. Pressure's on, I see them breaking. See the metal, ooh, I take it. Oh, that boy, that flow outrageous. When this squad is so contagious. Yeah, they know your squad the greatest. Look, we don't own favors. Drip so big, ain't got no neighbors. Fuck you haters, see you later.
Look, I'ma be responsible. My words is a blessing. My God is astronomical. Your words is a weapon. Gotta choose them wisely when we speaking to the people. When I'm speaking about the money, when I see it, I'ma keep it. And it takes money to make money. I'm trying to get the Newport. Beach as a backyard, I'm trying to build a new court. So my dogs will come through and hoop whenever they like. I'm talking paintball fields, man, I'm loving my life. I want the kitchen with the walk-in, closet you can walk in. Turn the crib to Benihana, gym we can box in. Gotta keep the cardio up. Gotta get the green, so Sparty on up. And I'ma give as I prosper. Yeah, I want the lobster. Yeah, I want the shrimp toast. Yeah, I want the pasta. Crustacean living is a given when you win it. Yeah, I want the Grammy. Yeah, I want the Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know. crazy things, but God knows I done changed. I'm just trying to write my name on these streets. I done made it from Detroit to
But
Newport.
now I'm on Groupon. Gotta use this coupon. Money getting tight, man. Gotta sell the food on. Getting new buy on the beach with the water's.
Yeah. That's what it is, man. Oh, yeah. Let me make sure I get the homie in here. I got the homie Michael Baptiste in the building. Yes, sir. It's about to be a good one. Another good one. We're about to continue to build, man. Waiting for the homie to come through.
Oh, okay. We live right now.
Yeah. We about to get it in, brother.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, beautiful, brother. Yeah, give me a minute here. Let me just get my setup right, and I'll be ready just for a minute.
Don't even trip, bro. We about to play a little bit more music while we wait.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh.
Yeah, Facavelli, shit. 7-day-3. Yeah. Invited to the night show after a long ass fast. Took an edible this morning, look how long that lasts. Cambodian Kush cookies, dog, I ate the whole bag. And I ain't sharing my shrooms, dog, and I hope they don't ask. Some trips are left better if you go all alone. You discover on the road, you was strong all along. You been lit, you been gone, you been on. Shit, I'm wiser these days, watching the shit I spend my grip on. Nipping at these trucks, I'm about to get my grip on. Hustling this red pool, I'm about to get my chip on. Red and blue fit on, ballin' like a piston. They pissed off, they missed out on everything that they missed on. Now I understand why the angels can only assist you. Free will ain't free will until you use it to fix your issues. And I'm the fresh prince willing myself through the shift. No doors locked for me though, cause I'm the locksmith. You could be the victim or the victor. The ball like Oladipo, no need no middleman. Take they ass up out the picture. Just waiting on you niggas feels like a prison sentence. Long enough to see a prince become a king or a villain. Now the Eddie's coming down and the shrooms picking up. I remember being stuck, these niggas wasn't picking up. Now my life is on the up and up, it's ripping up. The only thing a nigga didn't do was give it up. My girl fun size, she begging me to pick her up. Tall niggas love short girls, that's what's up. She mixed with and I don't really know, I just know that I'm plugged. Gramming for a week, time to unplug. Rather use the shrooms as dopamine, fuck the fake love. See, I got different views, so I rarely get views. All the way across the board, Facebook to YouTube. Hey, I guess I can pay to play. Grinding longer than 9 months, no Labor Day. Collecting the chicken, raising cane, making money 50 ways. Took the powerful in the book, I guess a nigga raising cane. Don't you ever raise your voice if you never use it. To make a difference in this world, only to abuse it. I'm Facavelli, baby, I drop facts in my music. Give a damn about the units, only care for my movement. Plus I'm already in heaven, my body stuck in hell. Earth is a prison, your body is a cell. Your soul wanna glow though, you should let it prevail. If you a man, be a male. If you a fan, read the mail. It's time for my love.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's fire.
Hey. Appreciate it, bro. We got to get it going, man. Let's step right into it, man. Step right into it.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Okay. So once again, man, we back. Sorry, guys, for the delay, man. You know, I'm just flying in from the beach. I was outside of Hanoi on a beach city called Da Nang. You know, went out there. It's actually me and my wife's first year wedding anniversary, marriage anniversary. So it's been 1 year. We went out there to celebrate, take care of some business.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. It's been a great year so far. Yeah, man, went by pretty fast. But nonetheless, you know what? I'm gonna give myself a little bit of some of that right there. We got a delay on everything today, but it's cool. Is Mercury in retrograde or something?
Must be, man. Must be. Who knows? But we here, and the space is here, and we're definitely gonna build regardless of you know, the little hiccups with technology, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, a applause for me. 1 year married, and yeah, 1 year in the books. Once again, man, relationships are definitely work. You have to always stay tapped in, stay present with your current situation. And one thing I've always learned, man, don't allow yourself to get tempted away from certain things that may not necessarily be real, man, because sometimes life will throw different options at you. You know what I'm saying? In terms of relationships, man, I know this is not on the topic, but sometimes we have beautiful relationships with people, and we might get distracted for other things. So many different things moving in the world. So many distractions, man. So the smoke and mirrors is an illusion, but it's real at the same time. So yeah, man, if you got a loved one, man, stick with them, stay patient with them, and we about to get the show going, man. It's your boy Mo Ager with my guy Michael Baptiste, and first and foremost, we want to let you guys know that we decided to actually partner up on this show on this Wednesday build, Spirit of Business. I feel like we had a lot to talk about last week, and we have a lot of wonderful things to actually bring to you guys in terms of value. I'm really excited about the things that he has on his side of things that I wanted to actually be a part of, that we're going to just pretty much merge forces and create Voltron with this thing. So nonetheless, man, I'm really excited about the future and some of the things we have brewing for you guys. We're going to be talking about those things, throughout this segment as well. But hey, it's a Spirit of Business, and this is our episode 2, and we're going to keep building, man. Let's get it, man. Let's give it one more time for my guy Michael Baptiste. Absolutely. And, as you guys know, we have on the royal purple today, displaying some royalty today. You know what I'm saying? From that royal bloodline. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. We want to hop right into it, man. Hey, man, it's nice to have you, man. I'm glad you joined the squad, and we can actually join forces, man, and make some wonderful things happen, brother.
Yes, sir. Definitely, man. I want to first say wholeness, high vibrations, greatness. Just bring that energy into the space. Everything we're going to do and build today, and just going forward. And man, it's an honor, man. It's an honor, bro, to be able to work with you. We've hey, I'm gonna just throw it out there. We actually played in Thailand and won a championship in Thailand for the Thailand Dream Team. So ever since that moment, man, it was just a dream to be able to continue building, because yeah, it is a privilege to be able to come across somebody who's also on the same frequency, and who's continued to not only evolve for themselves, but also help others, along their journey to like bring others up as well. So it's an honor, bro. It's an honor that we can merge and work together, become stronger, build a lot more together. So I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited.
Man, they say you can grow longer, stronger, man, with teammates and stuff like that. The old phrase, man, teamwork makes the dream work, man. And I'm a firm believer in just taking the steps. I think it's really dope that I started these lives a couple weeks ago, and just slowly starting to build a community. One thing started to lead to the next. You know what I'm saying? So it's really exciting, man. And I do want to make one quick announcement before we move forward, man. I actually have my first published material going up this week. It should be hopefully up by Friday, or maybe even early next week, man. My first published material, man. So I guess I can consider myself an author, man. You can start calling me author A.
Congratulations, bro.
You feel me? And it's well, the name of the material is called it's the Baby Fat Water Story Manual. So it's basically a short story about my journey, my health journey, and how I pretty much came to the point where I created the Baby Fat Water blend. And yeah, it's a children's story as well, and attached to it, so it's something that the children can learn and get acquainted with, the importance of gut health and these things. And I've considered myself somewhat of an ambassador at this point when it comes to cleaning out the stomach. And at this point, I want to open up the avenue for people to actually take this ride with me, man, and this journey with me. I'm learning as I go. I've learned so much even just while writing the actual manual. So the manual is maybe 25 pages long. It's a short read. And once again, man, I'm excited about it. And we have more books to come, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be working on a bunch of books. But man, nonetheless, man, we about to tap in, bro. So man, how's it going with you, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm number one, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, number one. I'm excited, number two. And I'm ready, man. I'm just ready to just open up on some topics that I believe that a lot of people have been waiting to hear about. A lot of people have been waiting to absorb, to listen to be able to tune into this frequency, to elevate themselves. So I'm excited. I'm excited because I know you got a lot of gems and wisdoms and tools and all types of gifts for the people today. And I also have a lot to share. So I'm just excited, brother, to open it up. And also congratulations, man. Congratulations on your book. For those of you who are watching, grab that book. Go pick it up. Like don't even waste any time. Just pre-order it right now on where is it going to be available at?
Yeah. We still working on that. It's gonna be on Amazon. It's gonna be on the Kindle release. So yeah, by the end of the night, I'm on top of it, man. I had to go ahead and do some final touches to it today. So it's all lined up right now. I'm just making sure the cover is all proper. I'm learning as I go. This is my first publish, so I'm really locking in on the actual requirements in terms of like the book size, the cover size. It's just a bunch of little stuff, but we will figure it out, man. So
Yes, sir.
so we wanted to actually continue our build from last week, man. I feel like we could have went a lot longer. So I mean, that's pretty much what led us to collaborating on this specific topic and more. But one of the things I want to talk about is that spiritual bank account, man. How important spiritual bank account is. We all have it. It's our birthright. It's one of those things they want us to actually forget about. You dig what I'm saying? It is that trust fund. It is that vibrational space that only you have access to if you know it exists. You know what I'm saying? So it is the real wealth. It is the real riches. It is the kingdom of God that's in you. It's the I forgot the scripture, but I will find the scripture. It basically talks about lay your treasures up above in heaven, where thieves and moths can't steal and rob from. So what we're talking about is that divine space where you've created all of these wonderful, what you may call vibrational finances for yourself, a real financial currency that you created with yourself, because we come from the infinite all. We come from a space where there is no limits. You are abundant, but we forget these things, and then we fall into certain scenarios that may create the illusion of lack and the things that keep us impoverished, because we watch our physical environments. We allow our physical environments and the things that we don't have end up taking advantage of us and pretty much ruling our existence. So what I'm talking about in terms of the spiritual bank account is a place you can go at any given time to pull from whatever you need in order to pretty much bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? On your day to day. So and there's plenty of ways that you can actually increase your spiritual bank account, and that's from self love, meditation, service to others, creating, taking every opportunity to be a helping hand for people around you. You know what I'm saying? That's very important, because without it, what I'm saying, you will have yourself pretty much stuck out in the wind, because you're not going to always have the physical currency. I believe it was a brother named Bashar who said, money is only one form of abundance. It's many forms of abundance where you have patience, you have your charisma, you have your communication, you have your there's many ways you can actually tap into to actually get things that you need in this world when money is not available. So for me, man, I've had plenty of times where I didn't actually have the money available, but you know what? I had the relationships that I built because I was good to these people over here. I have the tools to use in order to put myself in position, which is communication, which is a skill, which is a talent that you turn into a skill that can eventually turn into finance, which is like I said, good people around you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're really self positioned to love on others, being a good person, you know what I'm saying, teaching people, that's how you actually increase your spiritual bank account. So in short, that's my intro. Hopefully we can continue to build on it, man. So many things we can actually talk about with this particular topic, but you know what I'm saying, that's where I'm gonna start with, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hand the floor over to my brother.
Definitely, man. Well, one thing I do got a question about, right? So you mentioned the spiritual bank account, and a lot of people may be hearing this for the first time, and they're like, "Wait, Wells Fargo got a spiritual bank account?" Or like, Bank of America got a spiritual? Like, hold on. I hear what he's saying, but I'm trying to connect it, right? So for those who may not have heard about it before, like what where is that spiritual bank account at? Like what, you know what I mean? How does it look? Is it like a vault? Is it like a bag? You know what I mean? You know?
It's actually a vibrational space that we all have, and we have to tap into it. It's one of those things where it's like, if you know that you've done, let's just narrow it down. If you've done good deeds and helped other people, you didn't necessarily get physical money for it, but you did that. Those deeds, what they say, no good deed goes unpunished. So that work actually went somewhere. It's just that what I mean. We don't believe that. Oh, that's worth anything. So you can actually tap in onto somebody saying, like, "Oh, I do remember." Oh man, and it builds your confidence up. He's like, okay, the universe is going to pay me for the time that I helped those children. Right now, I'm in a bit of a jam, man. Let me go ahead and tap in on this confidence in terms of knowing that I did that for them, that I can actually go ahead and be like, you know what, I need this over here. And literally go into a mental space, a meditative space, and pull from that, from make a transaction. You can write it down. You know, so for me, you know, when I might not necessarily have the finances to cover something, I actually take a notebook and make write a transaction. Like, hey, this is what I'm pulling from my vibrational storehouse. I need such and such, and you know, help me with this situation. And the help will come. It might not necessarily be in the form of money though. It might be a friend who comes through with a contact. That contact might put you in the room with this person. The next thing you know, you solved the problem. You dig what I'm saying? But it didn't have to come from actual money, but it still got solved. So once we stop feeling like money is the only way to solve a problem, then you can open yourself up to the many forms of abundance in order to take care of different circumstances that you may have going on in your life. And that's what we're supposed to be doing anyway. It's like the highest form of bartering. You dig what I'm saying? So we live in a life now where life is at a point where I believe that life is pushing individuals to use their divine skills in order to solve problems and not just throw money at it. Because guess what? Throwing money at a problem does not solve the problem. It might put a Band-Aid on it. You have to solve the problem first, and then the resources will come. But until then, hey, you got to be able to bridge the gap with your understanding, knowing that, hey, man, I'm infinite. Let me go ahead and tap in on this, you know what I'm saying, and recognize like, okay, you know, we call them miracles. We call them synchronicities. We call them all of these things. It just gets taken care of. You understand?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, that's powerful, man, because that definitely gives a sense of direction on how to access it. It gives step by step on how to get to it, how to get into that mental space. And also, like you said, the all of the good deeds that a person's committed and done over their life, yeah, those are all things that get added to that spiritual bank account, all that spiritual merit. So yeah, man, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for expanding on that.
Absolutely. And I think for the most part, I think one key thing that we must take away is the fact that open up your horizons in terms of how things can be handled. If you go into a prayer, the prayer needs to be a strong prayer, knowing that, like, hey, I don't necessarily go to the Most High or any spiritual for money. I'm like, okay, give me the tools that I need in order to solve the situation. I ask for the protection while I figure it out and bridge the gap. Because at the end of the day, we came here to Earth to figure out our way through things, strengthen our mind, strengthen our souls, strengthen our consciousness. We came here to be able to make these things happen. And we have plenty of scenarios that we should be thankful for, that gives us the opportunities to be able to use these tools that we all have in us. And the Bible will talk about having the virtues of the spirit. And these virtues are the real principles that you can use on a day-to-day basis to help you bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? So I believe the days are over where we could just, hey, go ahead and just throw 25,000 at it and the problem to disappear. The problem won't disappear, because guess what? The problem will reemerge itself in another way, shape, or form, because you never solved the problem. You just threw money at it. And guess what? At this point in this new world, you must solve the problem first before the resources actually come.
Correct. Got to get to the root of the issue first, because otherwise it just keeps growing back and growing back and growing back in different formats.
And that's where we at. And I don't know, everybody's in different stages of their evolution on this plane. So, I guess we're at stages. I would definitely say I'm at a stage now where it's like, okay, I would have to, let me go ahead and why is this happening? Why is this occurring? And really digging deep and tapping in on that root, you know what I'm saying? Because the root problem is where all of it, you know what I'm saying, is where it comes from. So it's like, if you're not, like you said, we're not tapping in on cleaning that up, ain't no money in the world, ain't no amount of money in the world will fix a problem. Because once again, are we trying to graduate, or are we just trying to put Band-Aids on things?
And it's interesting you say that, because most of I can't speak for everybody in society, right? But most people, they prefer to just put the Band-Aid on the issue rather than face the issue, confront the issue. And a lot of people have a negative connotation of confrontation, but Like that's the only way you get to it. You confront what the root issue is, face the root issue, and then solve that. And then from there, the roots, right? That the tree grows out of the ground, right? The tree grows from roots, and then eventually produces limbs, and then leaves, and eventually fruits, right? So the fruits
Mm-hmm.
of society, those roots, they have not been grounded in this type of information. Right? They've been grounded in not teaching people to be focused on your soul purpose or your soul mission or whatever you're here to do, to be focused
Right.
on the work that you came to do, or your life purpose, or whatever that may be. They don't, it's not that deeply ingrained. There's other things ingrained for reasons I don't know. But I just think that these types of conversations are very important for others who also are looking for that enlightenment, right? For those who are looking for that inspiration, and just those ideas on how they can improve their life, how they can access things like their spiritual bank account, and why it's important for them now, especially in this age of Aquarius, right? Like it's a new time. And so yeah, I believe this is extremely important for a lot of people to hear.
Definitely, because um, like I said, man, bridging that gap is very important, and like money is just not going to be the answer for all your problems. You know what I'm saying? So, for you personally, like, how do you actually access your spiritual bank account? I remember on the last show you talked about whenever you had times where hit hard times, you tapped into
Yeah,
that Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? But you have the Rolodex, right? Because of the relationships you built based upon
correct.
the type of person you are. You use your networking. You use your ability to connect with people, and I believe that's what we're really supposed to be doing. You dig what I'm saying? So for you personally, what are some tools that you can give individuals to tap into that space?
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to the spiritual bank account, one of the things I find really important is how you treat other people. Do you treat other people the way you would like to be treated? Do you treat other animals the way you would like to be treated? Do you treat the trees and the leaves and the nature around you just treating everything the way you want to be treated? I think that's one of the things that has allowed me to, fill up my spiritual bank account, if you will, by just being kind to people, being kind to the animals. You know what I mean? Being kind to the trees and the leaves and the plants and the flowers and the vegetation, and even the rocks, right? And the water, like being kind to nature, if you will. And just in that itself, that's a form of participation. And by I have the perspective of like, if Earth is the body, all of us individual human beings in our individual bodies are like the cells of the earth, right? I guess that's the way I see it. So if I'm omitting good energy and I'm bringing some positive life force and positive love force into the earth, I mean, somehow, some way, I think I'll be rewarded, right? Because don't you get rewarded when your red blood cells are healthy, right? You feel good, your body can move, you can work, you can run, right? And that's when you're healthy. But when you're unhealthy, your cells are not that loving. They're sick and they're weak, right? And they're under attack. So I feel like number one, treating others and treating everything how I would like to be treated, that right there allows me to continue to, just focus on doing good deeds, because it's like, nah, I would want somebody to be kind to me in this situation. Let me be kind to this person. You know what? This animal that's not trying to hurt me. It may be looking for some food. Let me be kind, throw the dog a bone. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so for me, I look at it like that's just a part of what I would want. So let me give that first. And I just think, as you were mentioning, a part of our enlightenment is understanding that we are all one. We all come from the same collective consciousness, right? We all come from the same source. We're all just consciousness expressing itself through different individuals, right? Through Mo, or through Mike, or through Bob, or through Randy, or through Gary, whoever, right? We all come from the same source. So understanding that type of wisdom, it definitely leads me to make sure that I treat others the way I want to be treated. And in doing so, right, and with relationships with other people, networking, that's allowed me to build some genuine friendships that have lasted for years. And you know what I mean? And I still have friendships with a lot of these people I met many, many years ago, because they remember how they felt with their interactions with me. They remember how I treated them, right, with kindness, with respect, and giving them my full attention, right? Rather than I'm talking to somebody and I'm on the phone, rather than doing that, it's like put my phone away and give them my full attention, right? And people remember small things like that.
That's real.
Remembering a person's birthday, or remembering like something that is important to this person right here, and always talking to them about that thing, or bringing it up, or calling them for their birthday, or whatever it is. Like things like that just keep, they allow the relationship to continue, right? Because you remember their birthday, you call them for their birthday, they're like, oh man, you call me for my birthday, that's special. Or maybe you call me for my anniversary, or you bought my son a toy, or you say happy birthday to my dog, or whatever it is. It's anything that a person shares, right? And just remember that information, and just kind of keeping that between you two and keeping that sacred. I think that's also allowed me to build some really great relationships. And I think that's also added to the spiritual bank account because, man, sometimes people are not as kind in this world. So when one is kind, like people remember that, and that for them, maybe that's somebody was good to them for that day. They had a rough day, and maybe your good deed, right, of just being kind was the thing they needed to change their day around because they were having a rough day. So it's like small things like that, it's like I've always just thought in that way. So yeah, these are some things that have allowed me to have some good relationships, allowed me to add to my spiritual bank account. But then, the other part of it for me is just remembering where I came from. Like, I'm from South Miami. I'm from Miami, Florida. For those of you who don't know, born to a single mom, teenage mom. My father was in prison when I was born. So I got that story and background. It's like statistical, but I always remember where I came from, and I always said to myself, I want better for myself, so that way I can have better for the people I care about, and help other people around the world get have better. So for me, I look at it like a part of my duty is to work hard, to grind, to put forth and go through difficult moments, suffering, pain. Well, not suffering, so to speak, but just like pain and like just from whatever the work is that I choose. I feel like that's a part of my duty. And if I do that duty, that's actually God seeing me do this duty. And even for just doing my duty and being obedient to my calling, whatever I'm supposed to be doing on earth, by me just doing that, I feel like I also get spiritual credit. I feel like I also get spiritual rewards for that. Even if the money don't show, or whatever project it is, whatever we got going on, even if we don't win the championship, you know what I'm saying? If we make it to the third place, I'm like, yo, that's much better than zero, because God gave me this opportunity to start from nothing to get to this point anyway. So I'm grateful for whatever I can get out of it. So, the way I see that is like, just by doing your duty and being obedient to whatever your calling is, whatever, God brought you here to do, that's adding, spiritual coins or spiritual dollars or spiritual Bitcoins or spirit, whatever you want to class it, spiritual gold, whatever, is adding that to your spiritual bank account. So yeah, for me, those are a couple ways, man, that I tune in and add to that spiritual bank account, but also how I do my best to continue relationships and what I mean, continue to maintain those relationships, because really that's where the wealth is at. The wealth is in the relationships you have, and it's not so much about who you know. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, but it's more about who knows you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you dropped a lot of bars. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get more. You were full
yes,
of
sir.
Yo, that was all bar work. You said everything that I didn't say. It's almost like, okay, yeah, boom, and you pulled it right out of that space, man. And you said a lot of cool stuff, man. And you kind of hit on it from a point of view where it's like, all right, where it's kind of immediate things. It was like, all right, I know I can go hit this person, and it's not like we do certain deeds looking for something in return. It's just that we understand when we're tapped in on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? You know that it actually increases your confidence knowing that you're a good person and doing these things and being solid, man. Just being solid, bro. And like you said, man, and tapping in on your purpose, man. Let's be clear, man. We came here to do what we came here to do, and we got so caught up in results to where we forgot that. Hey, listen, it don't matter. It's being recorded, bro. Don't matter if you're not necessarily hitting the mark here in terms of engagement, money, resources. You know what I mean? Popularity. It's still happening as long as you're still coming from an intentional place in your heart, bro, and you're still using your God-given abilities to do what you love, follow after you love. Well, I follow after what you love, walk by faith, and you're still, that's exactly how you actually build up that bank account and still do your thing, man. Man, you can't control how much money you make at times. You can't control these things. It comes when it's supposed to, but when it's all said and done, are you doing what your heart is pushing you to do, man? And that's key, bro. I feel like that's really the key, and that's how you really going and tapping on that bank account. Like, listen, man, I know all right, send me. All right, yeah, we got this going, but I need to bridge the gap over here with this. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, man, you know, I got an iPhone, man, and it's been acting up. And I don't want to drop no money on a new phone right now, man. You know, the storage has been going crazy. So I was like, man, I need a new phone. On life, bro, I tapped in and started deleting some stuff off my phone. It was one app that was taking up majority of my storage, bro. I
Mm,
deleted that app, and it's almost like I ain't gonna say my phone is brand new, but it's definitely in a more optimal place based off of me just I need a new phone. I didn't necessarily get a new phone,
mm,
but I got the idea to actually delete this one app that I was holding on to that I wasn't really using, and it's called the Triller app. And I love this app because I use it to make music on, and not make music, but make music videos on. So I was like, nope, I ain't deleting this one. I deleted everything. I deleted Google Maps. I deleted Grab. I
oh
deleted,
man, that's an important one. Oh man.
I deleted a lot of apps. I got two phones, so I got one I can. But I deleted so much stuff, bro. I just did not want to delete this one app, bro. I deleted this one app and it
Mm,
cleared up more space than I can even imagine on my phone, bro. I'm over here just like, seriously. So here's my lesson. I was sincere. I'm like, yo, I'm working on my phone. I'm doing a lot of good stuff on my phone. I'm designing. You know what I'm saying? I'm networking on my phone. I'm using my phone to the max. But you know, hey, listen, I don't want to drop 900 on a new iBoy right now. I just don't. I got more things I need to take care of. So guess what? My phone is pretty much restored because you know what? I tapped in on the right frequency and I ended up getting my answer, man.
mm.
Feel me? And I'm really happy about that. I almost forgot about that. So man, that's it, man. We
Solid,
wanted to
man.
build on that one. So hopefully you got some jewels out of that one. The spiritual bank account is a wonderful place, man. I believe that if you're really, really in tune with yourself, man, and you start operating from that space, you'll find your world will become that much more abundant, that much more resourceful once you start allowing yourself to see opportunities outside of even yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, sometimes the blessing will come through somebody else. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say one more thing before we segue. I know you got some wonderful topics we want to build on. This is going to help you as well. So, one thing I would say is every major country that I visited in the world, I didn't pay for it. Somebody else did. So I still was able to experience it. You dig what I'm saying? Just because of whatever, man, the grace, the mercy, whatever it is, man, just being fortunate, lucky, blessed, list, however you want to see it. But somebody else paid for it and I still took advantage of it and I was able to create an experience, man. So based off of that, man, that is the spiritual bank account in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys start tapping in on that. Don't limit yourself on how to abundantly take care of your life and bridge the gap in many ways. Because guess what? Never let money be the reason why you don't do anything you want to do in this world. All right. I heard that from my OG. I'm passing it down to y'all, man. With that being said, I'm going to pass the mic over to Mike. He has some wonderful things he wanted to talk about, man. I'm going to let him build on that, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in.
Man, that's major, man. Thank you for the gems, the jewels, and the keys of wisdom to unlock doors, brother. Thank you so much, man. I'm sitting here absorbing as well. So appreciate
Yeah,
it. Much appreciated.
no problem, brother. No problem.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and so yeah, just to segue, there were some things I wanted to make sure that I can bring to the table because as you have, been so gracious to create this platform, put it together, and continue to to share valuable information, and valuable solutions to your audience. I'm grateful to come onto this platform. So what I wanted to do, being that this is my second time here, I wanted to make sure that I brought something that's actually useful, something that you got. Said you, no matter where you're at around the world, you can begin to utilize this information right away, today, right now, to start making some actual changes in your life that can lead to actual transformations. And this is information that I've studied for well over a decade, and I've practiced on my own and in my own different ways and experiments, and I've had quite a bit of success in the real world with this, not only for myself but also teaching this to clients that I've worked with from across 14 countries around the world. So I just want to preface before I share this information, let you know, like, please tune in, maybe take some notes, right? And replay this again and watch it again and listen again and then tune in again. Because what he talked about with that spiritual bank account, man, that's gonna change. That's gonna change everything for you. And what I'm gonna share in
That's the
regards to
ancient knowledge too.
epigenetics, and you say you'll gain some knowledge too.
No, I said I ain't mean to cut you off, but that's actually ancient knowledge. That's hidden knowledge, bro. They want you to think one dimensional in terms of
Mm,
how to manifest and bring things into your life when that's far from the
right.
truth, bro. Money is still
Far
quite
from
a
it.
quite what you may say a new thing. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism is still somewhat new, so it's like, how were we bringing things together before that? So it's like we got to think ancient, man, because we're ancient people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, everything that we have here in the physical construct actually originated in the spiritual world in some form or another.
Of course, everything,
Absolutely. And so
everything.
yeah, just but just to bring it back to what I was sharing, I just was prefacing everybody here in the audience, and let you all know that I'm doing my best to bring you some great information that you can apply today. So the epigenetics is the topic that I wanted to build upon, because epigenetics is it's a science that's relatively new, but the one of the deep premises of it is that it's a study of how the environment and outside forces influence the genetic makeup of the gene activity, if you will. So basically, this is a study of how things like thoughts, emotions, things like our environment, right? Things like traumas, or things like external sensations, like these types of things, how they actually um, will trigger our genetic makeup to change and alter based on the information we receive from our environment, or from our emotions, or from whatever trauma it may be, et cetera, and so forth. So the study of epigenetics, there's a very powerful book. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. In this book, they actually outline many different things, case studies, research reports, and whatnot. And they actually talked about a very powerful phenomenon about sciences that I found really interesting, and that I want to build upon here. So back in the early sciences days in America, scientists would research to try to find the smallest particles they could find. And I do want to throw this in there, because there were ancient tribes in Mali, okay, which is a part of Africa, that actually could draw out like the human body and all of the genes inside of the human body on cave walls long before scientists in America knew about this. It's super cool stuff. You can look it up on YouTube and check it out. The tribes of Mali, the Dogon tribes, if you will. But just bringing it back to modern time with modern sciences, they went deep and they discovered red blood cells. They're like, whoa, we discovered the red blood cell. We found the smallest particle, right, in existence, and that's what they thought it was. Well, rather within the human body. And then another scientist from another part of the country or another part of the world went deeper and discovered there's molecules inside of the red blood cells, right? So, like, whoa, molecules! Wow, the newest discovery, latest, greatest in science, breakthrough. And then another scientist went deeper and discovered inside of the molecules there's different things. And then they kept going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until they got to the point where they found atoms, right? Atoms. And they found out there's so many atoms inside of the human body. Like it's I believe the number is like 20. It's like 7 octillion atoms, which is a number 7 followed by 27 zeros. It's huge. It's a massive number. But scientists discovered this and they were like, wow, this is the smallest thing, the atom or the atomic level, right? So for the longest, they were praising these research scientists for discovering the atomic level of atoms and whatnot, of reality. And they were like, wow, this is great. And then out of nowhere, another scientist from another part of the world popped up and discovered, hey, did you guys know there's the subatomic level, or there's subatomic particles? And boom, another breakthrough in science. And to this very day, we're now currently at the level of the subatomic level, where they have publicly released this information. Who knows privately how deep they've gone, but they have discovered, scientists in modern day have discovered the subatomic level. And so basically at the subatomic level, what happens is that this is a level that's much smaller than atoms, blood cells, all that. It's way, way microscopic. You can't even see it with your human eye. And at this level, reality, and again, this is in the book, this is what scientists discovered, reality operates with different laws than it does in this realm. So for example, if I take my cell phone and I drop it, boom, gravity pulls it down and it drops. And this is the laws of our current reality. But at the subatomic level, reality doesn't operate the same. Matter and energy operate differently. You see, rather than the phone stand on the screen, it'll flash in for 5 seconds and disappear. Flash in for 3 seconds, disappear. Flash in for 15 seconds, disappear. And it's just random. Like it's chaotic. The energy particles are moving, then they disappear. Then you see them flash in and then they flash out. And it's absolute chaos at the subatomic level. So where they bridge the gap in epigenetic science, which is, I think this is absolutely fantastic. They have actually bridged metaphysics with consciousness, right? And they've combined it and created science out of it. And this is all things you can study. It's public information. Like, I'm not telling you anything special. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. Okay, but I'm a student. I'm a student of all things life. So what happened is that these scientists discovered at this chaotic level, there's nothing that's consistent except for the energy that's created at the level of thought. Okay, so this is like the mind, like the energy that shoots out of your brain out into the universe, right? That energy, that is one of the only things that can take energy at that level of the subatomic level and literally turn that energy into matter, right? And so what scientists discovered is that thought was the thing at the subatomic level that could transform nothing into something, right? And later they began to call this a subconscious mind, but we'll just keep it at the subatomic for now. This is what they described and broke down. They described that what can happen is that at the subatomic level, when you go there and you have a thought, you maintain a thought on a specific object or item or whatever you're thinking about, you want to attract into your life or you dream about. If you hold your thought on that picture or that visualization long enough, at the subatomic level, what happens is that there's literally particles that are floating around in space. They will literally magnetize to that thought. Okay, so it's like the observer effect, where when you observe something, then attention goes to it, and then it grows stronger and bigger just by giving it energy of observation. So at the subatomic level, that thought is going to start attracting matter to it, and what will happen is that matter will harden. It'll like crystallize around the thought at the subatomic level. I'm telling you, this is all in the book. You got to read the book. It's amazing. And then from that point, what will happen is that the thought will become the thought combined with the matter will become so heavy and so dense at the subatomic level. And this is metaphysical where it gets into. It will literally drop from its crystal form at the subatomic level to the atomic level. Okay. And then metaphysically, it will drop because it's so dense because you've been focusing on the thought so heavily. It will drop from the atomic level to the molecular level. The blood cells, then tissue, muscle, and before you know it, boom, it appears in front of your eyes. You know what I mean? In real life, and it manifests. So when I read this, I was like, wow, this is powerful because this literally teaches the science of how to go to the subatomic level, create at that level, or the subconscious level, create at that level, and how to have certain disciplines to maintain a specific thought for a long enough time to be able to crystallize that thought at the subatomic level or the subconscious level, so then it begins to harden into reality. It was so powerful. So that's the one thing I want to share when it comes to epigenetics. Now, this may sound kind of woo, it may kind of sound far out there, but here's the thing: you can literally tap into epigenetics by meditating, by just meditating and going within yourself. Epigenetics is not, it's not something to where you have to be a DNA scientist or something like that. You literally can begin to think a thought of a new body, how you want your body to look. And if you hold on to that thought long enough, you'll find yourself wanting to go to the gym to work out. You'll find yourself wanting to eat better to take care of your body better. You'll find yourself wanting to join a Pilates class or yoga class to take care of your body better. Okay. Just because you're thinking about it and your thoughts are going in that direction, the body will follow. So literally by just going into a space of you can even write affirmations, say, hey, I am this, I am that, and just have a list of affirmations. And scientists have actually proven that you can actually begin to rewire the DNA by just doing that for a period of at least 21 days. 21, they say it takes 21 days to start to develop a new habit. Do that for 21 days, and you start to begin to fire new thought and new neurological pathways within the brain. So that way they will then connect those new pathways. When they connect, they'll be sending new energy into your brain, into your in terms of your thought waves. And by this new energy, these new thoughts, you're going to make different decisions that will move you in that direction of that person you want to be. By literally writing I am affirmations, doing that's one way to tap into epigenetics. Meditation is another way. Of course, there's many more, but I just want to keep it basic and just try to give you an introduction into epigenetics and how you can use it today. You can start using that today. And if you do it every day over and over and over, again, that thought will crystallize at the subatomic level. And before you know it, you'll be like, hey, this thing actually manifested. Thank you so much, Mo and Mike, for what you guys shared on the show. That'll be happening. So yeah. Oh, Mo, can you hear me? Okay, Mo, I think you're on mute.
My bad. I'm muting the mic. So yeah, I have a couple questions along those lines, man. And that's absolutely correct, man. What you just laid out was 1,000,000% correct. Just kind of hitting off of that is thoughts are definitely a field of vibration that are pretty much up for the grabs, right? You know what I'm saying? A wise man once said there's no new thought in the universe. So it's like, okay, my question is to you though. Okay, we have thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order for these things to truly manifest into the physical realm, like action has to be taking place, right? Right.
100%, 1,000%.
Okay. What about thoughts? Okay, this is a even deeper question. I would like you to. So, what about the thoughts that come in our head constantly that we not necessarily keen on? We don't like. You know what I'm saying? That come in our head. It's not necessarily our lifestyle. We're not taking action on these steps. We don't even believe these steps. I mean, these thoughts, but they constantly come to our head. Like we might think them, but we're like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How would you actually how would you describe those, and how would you feel like those can manifest, even if you're not necessarily bringing any type of attention to it? You're not giving it no energy and motion. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. The thing with those types of thoughts, they come from a variety of different sources. So it's difficult to pinpoint unless you yourself recognize where it came from. So
Right.
one of the things that I like to do is I like to ask myself, where's this coming from? Like, where did I learn this from? Like, where did I get this from? I like to challenge those thoughts. When they come to me and they try to like tell me something, I'm like, bro, who do you think you are? Like, what? Hold on, back up. Man, I learned that when I was 15 years old. I'm not 15 no more. I'm at this
Right.
age. So for me,
Mhm.
I challenge my thoughts, and that allows me to observe my thoughts and not like feed into them so much, because I understand that thoughts are just a product of the brain, and the brain is just an organ in the body, just like the lungs are an organ in the body. The stomach is an organ in the body. So when you eat food, your stomach automatically digests. When you inhale, that's automatically happening. So guess what? The brain is automatically creating thoughts because that is its duty. So for me, I look at it like, okay, these are just thoughts. I don't have to necessarily connect my emotions to these thoughts and allow them to like steer me in a direction that is opposite of my mission or opposite of my goal. So understanding this type of wisdom, it takes a high level of awareness to just understand, hey, look, this is just an organ, right? And a pig has an organ called the brain. A duck has an organ called the brain. We all have brains,
Yeah.
but what separates us is our mind, right? Our consciousness. And so understanding that my consciousness is separate from my mind, they are one and the same, but the thoughts that my brain produces, sometimes they're not mine. So I had to challenge, where did I get this from? So
That's
I think
absolutely
a
correct.
lot of us, I think a lot of us who have thoughts, you have to challenge where you got it from. Did you get it from your parents? Did you get it from your pastor? Did you get it from your teacher? Did you get it from your instructor or your daycare or your nanny? Like who taught you that? You know what I mean? And then once you can identify where it came from, you now have a choice. You can either decide to keep thinking that way, like this thing that caused you in the first place to think like that, or you can make a different decision. It's very difficult to do, but guess what? There's nothing else to do. Like, what else you gonna do on Earth? Like,
Right.
what? You gonna wait for the spaceship to fly down to pick you up? Look, you don't got nothing else to do except what you came here to do. So do it.
Right.
And a lot of us get so distracted, like you said. So grateful for this space to be waking people up more. And the other part of it, as you asked about, so yeah, the first part was the intrusive thoughts, but then the other part was intrusive thoughts, and I believe it was how do you handle them, right? That was the other part of your question, or I just want to make sure I'm
Um.
staying on point.
Yeah. No. You pretty much answered everything I was gonna say. I was gonna
Oh,
actually
okay.
piggyback off of that. So
Okay, perfect.
basically, I believe that I believe it was Will Smith who said it best, and I've heard other people say it. They said that 99% or 95% of the things that you worry about never even actually happening. It never actually happened. You feel me? So what if
Mhm.
let me throw this out there, bro. What if a certain level of worry or concern is healthy in terms of protecting your aura and protecting your subconscious, protecting your very fiber of your being from things happening to you that you don't need that you don't want them to happen. What if you just have like I said, like a slight concern about something, like, all right, cool, but you're not necessarily feeding into it in terms of acting on it or being in the action of it. So like what's your takes on that, bro?
Oh, okay, great. I see what you're saying. So on that other side of our thoughts, right? That's our other self. And I believe that one must face their shadow self, number one, to come into wholeness, because otherwise you just live a life that's a lie, believing that there's only like the light side or the side that's good. No, 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 no. We got the other side too. And so for me, I like I've made a great relationship with me and my shadow self, because my shadow self is me, right? And so a lot of people don't want to face that part of themselves. It's scary work, facing your inner self, uh, those things like that. But we must face that, because that's sometimes where those thoughts come from. And sometimes those thoughts actually can be there to protect us, right? To protect us from harm, to protect us from evil, or whatever could possibly go wrong with the situation. Sometimes
Bro,
that is helpful, right? Because it's about survival and perseverance, and preservation of
bro,
life. If I say, hey, look, you could be rich tomorrow and you have $10 million tomorrow, but you'll die the next day, or you'll be broke, but you live the rest of your life forever. First, they want to live. They don't want the money
right,
and die. No, people want life. So that's,
right,
I think, some of those thoughts help us to just protect ourselves and keep ourselves alive, because we were built for survival. They made us comfortable with condos and technology and all this stuff, and housing, right? And like four walls, and they made us comfortable, because humans, and we lived amongst nature before, so we were built for survival.
right,
So I think when those thoughts come, it's just important to analyze. Are these thoughts here to help me? And if not, then is it here to protect me? And if not, then am I worrying about something that probably won't happen, isn't happening, and is wasting my time? When
right.
I think like this, it immediately takes me, oh, hold on, I'm wasting my time. Let me do this thing right here. And I redirect that energy. So to just summarize the answer, awareness of self, the shadow self, the light self, and identifying where did the thought come from, and asking yourself, is this thought for my greater good? Is this for my greatest good? I would say those are some things that help me. But what about you, bro? Because I know you encounter situations like this. I know it happens to you. You human just like all of us. Working on your mastery. So how do
Yeah.
you approach it? Like how do you deal with it when you get those intrusive thoughts?
You
And
know what,
what's your
bro?
perspective on it? Mhm.
It's kind of everything you. It's pretty much everything you said. It's a certain level of mastery when you really come to understand that certain thoughts might not necessarily be here to harm us, but it all depends on what your filter is. It's just like whatever vibration you're actually, pretty much vibing on it. That's how you want to filter it anyway. So it's like if you're vibing on a high vibrational frequency, you can look at a negative thought or something that seems to be a threatening thought in any shape or form. You can look at that and be like, you know what? That's actually keeping me in line, because I know if I begin to create a lifestyle in terms of lowering my frequency, those are the things that can happen to me. Because when you put yourself in a certain protection field, meaning you're living a peaceful life, meaning that you're making sound decisions daily, meaning that you're actually intentional about being balanced, you're intentional about learning, you're just pretty much living a solid, clean life. You will be protected in that vibrational field. So some of these
Mm,
thoughts that come down and try to knock on you from up from below, like, hey, just know, hey, if you will have to deal with that. So it's almost like a it's almost like a warning from the devil. Like, hey, listen, I see you up top doing your thing, but just know if you mess around, I'm down here waiting on you. And guess what? I got a whole host of things for you, baby. As soon as you did what I'm saying. Like it just is there
facts.
for a guide. Just like when you're driving down the street, driving in the middle of the street, man. If you're going one way or another, you know what I'm saying? You might end up hitting somebody and getting somebody else's lane. So I definitely look at it as a form of, hey, stay on point, be grateful, because things could always be worse, but you're living a pure life,
Mhm.
living a life of true prosperity and understanding, and that's your true protection, bro. And that's another form of spiritual bank account. Hey, sometimes
Mm.
we might need if you know that if if you go up to Debo and you tap his pockets, if you know that he gonna knock you out, you might not do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, damn, here we got to tread light. You know what I'm saying, in this game of life.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and just kind of piggybacking off everything he's saying, it's like thoughts become things, but thoughts become things once you actually put a seed in it. I wanted to say this. And thoughts not even yours until you actually believe them and endorse them. You dig?
Ooh. Mm. That's powerful right there, man.
You feel me?
Yeah, that I mean, that's so powerful in so many different ways because you can take that one thing and break it down a couple of different ways. On one side you got, these thoughts are not yours, and you say, well, whose thoughts are they? Where do they come from? Another side, you say, well, these thoughts are not mine, until you, like you said, grab them and put that energy into them, and then they crystallize. And then you look at it like, okay, well, then that means that it came from God, or that it came from ancestors, or it came from higher self. Like it came from somewhere. And this is like, wow, the gratitude for that. And then there's another component of that, where one can then look at, take that statement and feel empowered, right? Because now it gives them a sense of accountability. Because it's like, hey, look, you can choose, what thoughts you want to think to turn them into things in your life, man. So yeah, bro, I would like for you to expand on that if possible, man, because I hear a lot of different ways that can be, broken down, and there can be more depth on that subject.
Once again, we're living in a field of possibilities, a field of thoughts. Thoughts are vibrations. Thoughts are signals. Thoughts are sound. Thoughts are wind. Thoughts are disembodied spirits. If you really want to get deep into it, that's pretty much what it is. It's like, thoughts are pretty much all right, I'm gonna go there. It's pretty much what I would say disembodied spirit, spirits, people who hadn't necessarily crossed over to the higher realms, who, hey, if this thought can actually land on your auric field, and you actually can actually be the one who lived this thought out through whatever this, this entity deity is, then it can become a real thing just because of the thought itself already having this energy on it. So once again, if you start to believe these things in terms of like, okay, yeah, I guess I am a goofy, I guess I am this, and then you start allowing your frequency to drop into the goofy frequency. Next thing you know, you're going to start inviting goofy friends. You know what I'm saying? Your signal goes out as a goofy frequency that can actually come back. Next thing you know, people clowning you online. Next thing you know, the girls are not giving you no play. Next thing you know, boom, anything that actually is a vibrational match to that frequency, because guess what? Every single thing in this world that we live in has a frequency to it.
Yep.
People call them gods, whatever you want to call them. But once again, there's a lot going on in this astral plane that we're not necessarily privy to just because of our, lack of sight. And you know what I'm saying? We only see a small percentage of what's really going on outside of this body. You know what I'm saying? We're living in the astral realm as we speak. This is the physical manifestation of the astral realm, pretty much. Anything that comes from that world definitely comes from a filter from a person bringing it in here. So, once again, in the Bible, it talks about guarding your eyes, guarding your heart, and then it talks about the tongue, how powerful the tongue is. You know what I'm saying? So your words are very powerful. You know what I'm saying? If you start to, really speak these things into existence, that's why rap music is so powerful, and it's causing so much of a dysfunction at times. So it's really your lifestyle. You did. It's really your lifestyle. It's your practices. It's what you choose to actually live that can actually make these thoughts solid and make them actually materialize. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking for a home, basically.
Yeah, big facts. And for those of you listening, hey, look, you're the one who can bring it to life. So you got a duty and a responsibility to those thoughts that come to you. The good ones, the positive ones, at least. I mean, the negative ones, yeah, but the positive ones more so.
You're definitely the positive one. You know what? And I feel like we need to go ahead and clarify. Even when it comes to this manifestation, there, depending on how big the actual thought is and whatever it is you want to manifest, it may take a lot longer. Smaller stuff, I'm sure we have small victories every single day, but the things that we want to manifest on a higher level, man, it definitely takes time. And I feel like a lot of law of attraction teachers and vibration teachers, they don't necessarily talk about that divine delay. They talk about things just popping up a week later, and all of a sudden I got a new bike. Like, man, listen, bro. If we really want to get into it, bro, I love The Secret. I love everything that, but once again, it's only telling you about one of the 7, I'll just go ahead and say 7 of the principles in order to make a wholeness of manifestation happen. You have the law of gender. You have the law of vibration, which is pretty much the law of attraction. They teach you that, but they don't teach you the other buddies that you need in order to bring it all about. You know what I'm saying? So you end up kind of like lost, like, oh, how come I'm not getting this? Because you haven't understood the law of polarity, the law of gender, the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, the law of rhythm, the law of vibration. It's 7 laws. These are called the 7 Hermetic principles, which make up an embodiment of all of, what we may call the law of attraction. So it all can work. So it's all principles that we must understand. And understanding these principles will help you be able to manifest a lot cleaner and have patience, because the pendulum must swing. You know what I'm saying? The polarity all of these things must happen. Everything has a gender, masculine, feminine. You know what I'm saying? Mentalism. Man is mind. Mind is all. So it's a lot that go into that, man. Could you piggyback off that for a minute, man?
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm sitting here listening to it. This is definitely great. And when it comes down to it, it's really understanding the law of correspondence: as above, so below; as within, so without. Right? Because the law of attraction, it's based upon that. And yeah, they call it the law of attraction, but it's a law of correspondence, right? And so when if one goes deeper than just the law of attraction to like actually understand the ancient laws, right? The ones that were here before anybody was even thought about being born. Like if you go to that timetable, if you will, and study those laws, that is where you see the original, the original way that all these things are supposed to take place in regards to manifestation. Living through your greatest, living to be your greatest self, right? Fulfilling your purpose, fulfilling your duty, your mission, whatever you came here to do on earth. With those laws definitely give the foundation in terms of how we should move, and if we're looking to manifest and bring about the thoughts into reality. But the other thing I'll piggyback and say is that that's those teachers. I'm in alignment with you, bro, because I watched The Secret, I watched all these things, and I'm like, yeah, it's good, but you mean to tell me if I just close my eyes and sit in the living room, a car gonna pop up? Come on, bro. Like, come on. Right. That's what I thought to myself. And
Right.
and I remember I actually did an experiment with it where I would say, all right, this sounds kind of crazy, but let me experiment. And I would literally sit, I just graduated college. So I would literally sit at my mom's crib and just like visualize myself in the car. And man, I didn't think nothing of it, but an opportunity came to work with a client. Things came through. And I eventually began working with this client, and I actually manifested a vehicle that I was able to use to get back and forth for this job. And so for me, that was something. It was small, but it was after I watched the movie The Secret, I was like, wait, that actually worked. Hold on. But it didn't come because I sat in the living room. It came because I went out to get a client. That client led to a job. That job led to me, attracting that vehicle and it corresponding to match internally what I said I desired. But for me, that's where I learned, oh, it's not about sitting in the living room. It's about action. It's about doing something. You know what I mean? It's about you visualize, you see it, you connect your heart, magnetize it, all that stuff, and then you got to literally come out of that, open your eyes, sleep, from the sleep, take these hands and go use them, go work, go do the thing, go take action, take your feet, go walk, go run, go
Right.
like whatever it is, go to the place that's going to provide you with that opportunity to bring about this manifestation that you have in your mind. Like go to that environment. If it's not popping up in your living room, get out of your living room and go to it. Or if you're online, like go to the website, go to their email them, go on their LinkedIn, like do something. You know what I mean? So I just learned in my experience, law of correspondence, all this is great, but the law of action is a law that they miss out. So for those you watching this, don't just think your life's gonna be better because you listen to Mo and Mike talk about this stuff. No, your life gets better when you take action, nonstop action. Like you get up and act and do, and then you just don't stop doing things until you go to bed. Like if you go at whatever you want like that, it will show up. And I'm not speaking because I'm trying to make it up. I'm speaking because I've experienced this, and this is how I live right now. Like I'm still on that frequency now, and things keep working because that's what I'm here to do. That's my duty. So your duty is to take action. with those thoughts. Take action. Do something with this information. Take action. Do something. So yeah, I just want to piggyback and share that, bro, because everything you said is on point. I'm in alignment, and I think action is really the big missing component that a lot of these teachers and programs don't push out there. So this is a different space here, as you can feel wherever you're at around the world, and we're here to help you bridge that gap so you can get the life you want to live as well.
Absolutely, man. Application is everything, man. Apply.
Yep.
Knowledge is power until you apply it. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience. And experience comes from what? Bridging the gap, putting yourself in position, going to these different places. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid of taking, base hits. Everybody want the home runs, but guess what, man? The development is within a step by step, man. And guess what, man? And as we get there, you have to be tapped in on your spiritual bank account to make sure you got food on the table, to make sure you got clothes on your back, to make sure you got all the things you need in order to make these things happen. You got a device in your hand. You got a phone. You got a laptop. You have plenty of tools. Oh my gosh, man, we have so many tools to make things happen, bro. So many different tools in order to help us bridge the gap, man. We have, Chat GPT now is going to help change the game if you're an innovative person who's trying to get some things done. There's so many different things. You got Stable Fusion. I haven't even tapped in on some of these things yet, but we have so many tools. Yeah. Oh man, I'm on it, bro. But we have so many tools that can help us bridge the gap to get to our dreams and get to our goals. But the most important thing is the development in between. It ain't just closing your eyes and thinking something's just about to pop up at your doorstep. It's the development. It's the story that you have on how you actually made these synchronicities. Well, you took these synchronicities and you applied them. You're going to see numbers. Okay, tap in on these numbers. Like, why I keep seeing these numbers? All right, not just shut up and just, okay, what message are you getting? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What are you getting internally? Because, number 9 might mean something different for you. 1111 may mean something different, because these are how we might call angles of light. Speak through. You know what I'm saying? Speak to you. Signs, numbers, events, synchronicities, symbols. You know what I'm saying? These are how we're being communicated to, basically. So it's like you have to be able to be still. Okay, I got that message. Yeah. Make sure you stay close to your wife. Oh, cool. Yeah. Man, hit up Mike. Huh? Just hit up Mike. Why? Hit up Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mike, was good? Yo, bro, I got this new program, man. We're gonna be building on. Oh shit, I want to do. You feel me? And guess what, man? Life will be boring if we just manifest things what you may call instantaneously. This is not a cartoon, bro. So it's like we gotta continue to just push these gaps, man. You gotta go through those times when your rent is behind and figuring out a way to get out of it, to pivot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's a lot that goes with this, man. But one thing I love, man, no pain, no gain, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the best part.
Endurance.
That's the best part, man. I always say to people, man, some of the most challenging times, the most difficult, suffering, man, painful times of my life, man, those were some of the greatest times of my life, because those are the times that made me the man that I am today, and I'm able to withstand all of the things I have to deal with today because of those painful moments in the past. I'm so grateful for all the bad things that happened, and now at this stage in my life, I actually, on a spiritual level, like I look for the things where I'm uncomfortable. I look to learn new spiritual tools and experiment with them to make me uncomfortable on a daily basis. I go into meditation. I follow certain, routines, if you will, to fill up my spiritual bank account. And these things make me uncomfortable because I'd rather do something else. But like doing them and building that discipline to just endure the pain and embrace the pain, and whether it's shooting hoops or going to the gym or working long hours or or whatever it is, or dedicating more time to listen to your client, or dedicating more time to to overtime at your job, or whatever your thing is. When you put into it, and you know that you put your best into it, and after putting your best into it, giving it your all, I mean, that's yeah. I just feel like no matter what it is that you do for work, when you put your best into something, when you put your all into something, and you go through long arduous, strenuous activity after a certain amount of time, there's a reward at the end of it. Like there's a reward when you cross that finish line, knowing like, yo, man, I just got up 200 shots today, or knowing, hey, I just worked a 10-hour shift, and this overtime is going to allow me to save more money so I can put it into my investment, so I can be free from this job in 10 years or whatever, 15 years, whatever your goal is. I'm just throwing something out there, but like there's a reward in that sacrifice. So I've just learned to just embrace pain and take whenever I feel pain, I look at that pain as growth, and I visualize on the other side of that pain, what is my life going to look like when I, let's just say, for example, this is what I wanted, but what is my life going to look like on the other side? When I'm driving the truck of my dreams, what is my life going to look like on the other side when I was able to, buy my pay for my daughter's college expenses, whatever your thing is. I'm just saying, like if I think about that reward, I look at this pain and I begin to enjoy it. So I have an experience with this pain where I'm like, thank you, pain, because on the other side of this, man, I'm gonna be driving in that new truck. Thank you, pain, because on the other side of this, I'm paying for my daughter's college tuition. Thank you so much for this sacrifice. Thank you for this pain. And then when you get through on the other side and you got those battle scars, man, you can tell a story about it. So I feel like, more specifically for men than women, as a man, you should be embracing difficult pain, difficult moments and challenges, because this is what's going to allow you to grow. And it's what's going to also add to your spiritual bank account. When you make it through those challenges, you learn the lessons, then you get the gems and the jewels, and like you said, Mo, you get that wisdom. And learning from experience gives you great wisdom that you can then pass on and shine your light to others. So there's a lot of beauty in the pain. Embrace the pain, go through the pain, and know that on the other side of the pain, there's a fantastic, amazing reward that you're gonna be so grateful. It's gonna be a life of bliss when you get to that reward. So that's my take on it, brother. Those are my thoughts on that part.
Yes, sir, man. I got you on IG story, man, dropping those that jewelry real quick, man. And just to kind of piggyback before we segue, bro. That's what we call delayed gratification, baby. It's very important to understand that the gratification, hey, might take a while, but hey, it's going to be worth it in the end, dog.
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, you dropped it all right there, man. That was very important. I think on that note, I feel like we can go ahead and just segue out, man. And that was a great one. Yeah, I really appreciate you dropping all of your knowledge, man, because it's very needed. I believe that we're two Aquarians, you know what I'm saying? So it's the age of Aquarius. So I believe our voices is needed, and our experience is needed, being from our backgrounds and what we're doing. And before we get out of here, man, I would like for you to share with our audience and our playback audience about some of the wonderful things we're gonna want to have in the future, man. I'm trying to get my words out, but yeah, man. What we got cooking, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we came today. We saw, and we built. We built on greatness. We built on great information. We built on practical information that's applicable today. We definitely have created some great energy with this, but this is one of many that we'll be doing. So you can be on the lookout. We got more builds like this coming, where we will be building on different information as it relates to metaphysics, as it relates to consciousness, and as it relates to also the spirit of business, and integrating all of these things together, so that way you can have a holistic approach to life and business. And got a lot of greatness coming on that side, but also something that we got going on. So just to kind of give you a little bit of backstory, I actually recognized that the world needed something different. The world needed something that it hadn't seen before. So I recognized that we were creating 2 startup companies back in 2015. And I said, what if I documented these startups and actually made them successful and showed the world while creating quotes and information to motivate and inspire others? That the 365-day video quote challenge was born. And we actually did it, put it together, and I documented the process of me going from just ideas to actually building a startup beverage product that we got into stores like Walmart and Whole Foods. Now it's in thousands of stores. And also the process of starting High Ticket Freedom, which was an online course and coaching program that went from an idea to making several, helping a lot of students from different parts of the world, helping many, many clients create more income, and also, becoming a very valuable asset for our company as well. So I documented that process, called it the 365-day video quote challenge. So that's one thing that's included. We got a 365-day video quote challenge, challenging you for 1 year to watch a video a day to get more inspiration, to get more motivation, to get real life coverage of me documenting the process of actually going from just an idea to 2 successful businesses from scratch, like from start, from zero. Okay, so you'll be able to check that out inside of this inspiration mastermind. Also inside of this is going to come 144 keys of information designed to help you learn how to attract high-paying clients to your business. Again, these are the 144 keys to unlocking high-paying clients. All this information it will be available monthly inside of our community, the Inspiration Mastermind. On top of that greatness, we also got some live coaching sessions that we'll be doing. So Mo and myself will be coaching you, okay, multiple times per month. It'll be every Monday. So every Monday you'll be able to come. Mo's going to build and he's going to share some great information with you. I'm going to build, share some great information with you. Then we're going to open up the space for some questions. You can ask questions. You can get some real coaching from us, okay, from everything from metaphysics, transformation, okay, consciousness, wellness, health, mindset. Okay, we'll be dropping information about different types of history, okay, as it relates to like our, all of our collective consciousness, if you will, and just so much greatness. And plus, we already got a community of people. It's growing right now. We're looking to bring on our first 100 members within it, like immediately, so that way we can really build a community of people that are collectively inspiring one another. It's a positive place, a supportive place, a beneficial place. Okay, we're sharing uplifting information. We know there's negativity, but we don't bring the negativity here because we want to have a space dedicated to inspiration. So, like, if you're negative, don't even join, because I'm gonna say, look, keep your money. Here's a refund, and like, we don't want your money. Okay, we want other like-minded spirits and other like-minded beings a part of this, and we want to help elevate others who deserve this information. Like we've been fortunate to use and benefit us in different ways of our lives. So you'll be able to come get that inspiration multiple times per month from us. Okay, and within the community. Now this is something I really love. We actually have an interactive workbook that is designed to help you identify what does the greatest version of yourself look like in 12 areas of your life. Everything from health and wellness to your career and work, to your art and expression, to your relationships, that those being platonic, intimate, personal, romantic, professional, all your relationships, okay? Family and parenting, so however you parent, if you're a parent or you're planning for it, whatever, right? But we'll be discussing things like this, things like metaphysics and consciousness, but we'll be discussing things like travel and adventure, nature and your relationship to nature, Mother Nature, and the environment. Different, several other topics. I don't want to go into them all, but there's gonna be so much. And inside of this interactive workbook, not only will you go through that process, but you'll also it will help you identify what are the challenges slowing you down from becoming that greatest version of yourself. It'll then prompt you to do other things like goals. And I mean, it's just so much that's inside of this interactive workbook. And it's set up so that way every single month you can focus on writing out and getting clear detail on, what does the greatest version of yourself look like in this area. We'll encourage you to find an accountability partner or connect you with an accountability partner in the community, okay, or an accountability group within the community, so that way you guys can stay accountable to your goals that you set for yourselves. And through the power of the monthly coaching, you'll be able to have that connection to a community, have that home, have a safe space to come and be yourself, learn how to become the greatest version of yourself, get inspired by two brothers who've been able to make success happen, okay, at a relatively young ages in life, and are willing to teach you, are willing to share with you and help you and guide you and inspire you. So this is something nobody's ever done before. Like, this is the first time anything like this has ever happened in the history of humanity. And I'm inviting you to come and join myself, come and join Moega for the Inspiration Mastermind. Okay, like right now, just to be transparent with you, the price is at an entry-level price, but the price will be doubling, okay, once we reach a certain capacity of membership. And then we will come to a point where we will close down membership, because we want to be able to service everybody. So make sure that you get in on it, sooner rather than later. The link for that is highticketfreedom.com/IM. So highticketfreedom.com/IM. Learn more about the Inspiration Mastermind. You can sign up at that link, okay? And for those of you who may not have heard about me before, my name is Michael Baptiste. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at Mike_Baptiste, TikTok at Mike_Baptiste, on YouTube, Michael Baptiste, Facebook, Mr. Michael Baptiste. You can just follow me on my social media platforms. But I would highly recommend that you guys tap in and tune in with what we're doing with the Inspiration Mastermind, because this is like, again, there's nothing like this that exists yet, and we're bringing something that's unique. And I would love for you to come and be a part of our early members and get the benefits of being a first mover in something that can literally change all parts of your life. So come and join us at the Inspiration Mastermind, and make sure that you tune into everything we're doing here. We got a lot of exciting projects coming up in the future. We're not going to reveal everything to you yet, but we got more products on the way. I mean, we got some great stuff coming. So make sure that you just stay tuned and watch this space. Stay tuned and watch this space.
Absolutely, man. Hey, once again, I got to drop you some fire for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that is fire.
Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool. Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool. Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool. Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool.
Once again, we will make sure I'll get those links for you. We're gonna put them in the descriptions right after this show, and that's something we're gonna build on. We look forward to growing this thing and starting from the ground up, and just see where we at, man, and continue to actually put our words into action as well. You dig? So it's like we're growing something. We want you to actually lead by example. So once again, man, it's the Mo Akers Show. This is Spirit of Business with Mo and Mike, man. Till next time, man, make sure you guys stay locked in. Like, share, subscribe this video, and let's keep growing the community, y'all. Appreciate it. See you next time, y'all. 100.